Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I go by the name of Ihlubikazi, but my real name is Twenties, and I'm back with a bang. I'm joking. I'm back with another video, and on today's video, no, I won't be speaking about jobs or anything of that sort, but I saw this video that said I'm 29 and I wasted my 20s, and I was like, you know what, I can actually relate to this video. I would like to recreate something like that, but that video was like I enjoyed it actually. I think it was, what do they call it, cinematic or what, I forgot, but there's a name for it. It wasn't like a sit down video, and obviously I watched other videos which were sit down videos, and I wrote things down so that I don't forget and I don't make the video too long and I don't ramble. And also I wanted to say shout out to Kanyisa Mbali 7518. Like, she had been leaving hearts on my videos, and I thought I was gonna like give her a shout out on my previous video, but I totally forgot. So I was like, let me write it down so that I don't forget. Thank you so much for watching and for commenting, and if you're new here, please subscribe and join the family. Are we like a family now? Join the family. Anyway, so why do I feel like I wasted my 20s? So after my matric, right, I had gone to, I don't know if you guys watch my old videos, but after matric I took a gap year, and it wasn't a planned gap year. It was just a it wasn't a planned gap year. It was because UJ didn't accept me. The application was late, and then I think that's the only institution I had applied in, or the other institutions rejected me. But I think it was UJ, because UJ had went to our high school. So okay, fast forward, tried looking for a job, wasn't successful, then went back home and stayed at home for the rest of the year. And then I applied early, I did everything early, but still didn't get an opportunity to go to UJ, and other institutions rejected me, but I managed to get into DUT, even though, because I think my first option was journalism, but my application was late for that option, so I couldn't. Like, I wanted journalism so bad. Even in high school, I think I applied in TUT, and my principal at that time, he was a deputy principal at that time, I think it was Mr. Rambwa. There was two Mr. Rambas, but I think he pronounced them differently. There was one who taught me art and culture, and then there was the one that was the deputy principal, and I forgot what he taught us. Yeah, totally forgot. Anyway, he was like, you choosing journalism when like he just said journalism doesn't suit me, but I applied anyway, because I think I needed his signature or something on the application. So okay, I managed to go to DUT, and I had applied for somatology. Knew nothing about somatology. The only reason why I had applied for somatology was because my friend told me about it and was like, oh, it sounds interesting. Obviously I did research, but it wasn't like deep. I just did research, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna apply for that because I heard about it from my friend, and you know, it sounds interesting. So yeah, I think this video is going to be way too long than I had planned. Ended up doing somatology, got an assessment, was it something assessment, passed the assessment, moved to Durban. Life was good, life was nice, but I didn't have funding at that time, so I was struggling with funding and everything. Like, during my first year, I had a lot of struggle of funding. My stepdad helped me out a lot. My late stepdad helped me out a lot in terms of paying for my accommodation. Like, my mom and my stepdad, they were just there through and through. And even my cousin, because when I didn't have a place to stay, well, she says she's my aunt, I'm not really sure, but we're related. And yeah, she's on my, if you haven't seen her, she's on my birthday vlog, if you'd like to see that. Anyway, she also helped me out quite a lot, because I was staying with her before I got Ires and Dafikela Kuya and everything. And yeah, I felt like I just gave up on myself too easily. I'm reading down because I made some notes. I feel like I just gave up on myself quite easily, because not having NSFAS was very discouraging. And then the following year, they were like, they're just waiting for funds, and then once they have the funds, like, they will fund me. I forgot the status, but it was saying awaiting funds or something like that. And they explained to us, this like, no, NSFAS is still waiting for funds and all of that. But I gave up on myself too easily. I was just it was a stressful time. I was Yeah, I think I was focused on the wrong things. Most like I was just focused on the wrong things. But in the end, I ended up getting this, and I was so shocked and surprised. And I had already like left school. I had already like dropped out. I was still in Durban, and my parents didn't know about it, and like they didn't know I wasn't attending anymore. So yeah, that was hectic. Like I gave up on myself easily. If ndanyamezela and pushed through, I would have gotten the funding and I would have completed my studies at DUT, but everything just went zoom downhill. So that's why I feel like I wasted my 20s, that part. So that happened when I was 21, 20. When did I go to Durban? I was still 19, then I turned 20, and I also lost my grandmother during that time. My grandmother raised me. Like it was just a lot that was going on, and I went through a breakup. It was my first breakup. It wasn't like it was. I feel like every relationship that I had in the past was just to distract me, but we're not talking about relationships right now. We'll get to that. So yeah, a lot was going on, and I think I experienced a bit of depression during that time. Like that was just my first time I didn't know how to explain it or had the words for it, but looking back, I think during that time, when I was like 21, I think I would say 21, not 20 necessarily 20, but when I was 21, I experienced that when I experienced depression. Anyway, fast forward, I never gave up. I think it's because I had applied. Silly me, I didn't deregister. I didn't deregister at DUT. I just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna apply at other institutions and then apply for NSFAS again, thinking I was smart. Obviously, the system is gonna pick up my details, and like they were like, okay, she's at DUT, and then they funded me for DUT instead of like funding me for the other institutions I had applied in, because I didn't deregister. I just left school without deregistering. Anyway, that's a whole other part. So when I left, I think I left Durban 2017. 2018, I got this marketing learnership, but now I wasn't here for months. So I went back to Joburg. I had to tell my parents. It was just like a whole long story. And yeah, I got this marketing learnership, and it was amazing. And I think that's when I got introduced to marketing and was interested in marketing and advertising and all of that. I think I was just confused about life, really. I didn't really know what was I interested in and what I wanted to study. But now I'm like, okay, I love marketing, advertising, social media, anything that has. I also enjoy writing, but like, you know, and I like all things. Like maybe I could have chosen a career when it comes to public relations, journalism, what else, advertising, media, but only now that I know. But when I was young, I was just like a bit confused, and there were a lot of voices, you know, and people advising and all of that. Where was I? This video is going to be too long, I'm afraid. Where was I? So yeah, marketing learnership was great, but then I was like, I want to go back to school, and my mom was like, you should go back to school. Everyone was like, no, I should go back to school. Didn't finish marketing learnership. Went to UWs in the Western Cape. Did a public administration because I had applied for everything else and they kept rejecting me. But the third time that I applied, they accepted me. Third time's a charm, I guess. And then I did public administration. Wasn't of interest to me. I didn't even know about it. I just saw about, okay, maybe I could try to get in my APA. You know, an APS, the APS score, I think so, could get me in. And I was just like, okay, this is what I'm applying for, and if they don't take me this time, it's fine, I'll give up and no longer apply there. They took me for that. I studied there and was like, okay, it's actually interesting. It has some human resources. I'm also into. I was like, okay, that's also interesting, so I don't mind. And I think it had management. Management was interesting, but I didn't take management because there was a lot of accounting, and I was just like, I'm trying to avoid accounting, because then like in an endo when they introduced accounting in second year. Anyway, so I didn't want to give it another chance. I was like, no ways. And I didn't do it in high school. I did a bit of it in grade 9, but like I didn't choose it in grade 10. So yeah, I feel like, because with the learnership I was still getting my stipend, like I was still getting my stipend, and the guy that ran the learnership would call and be like, no, you just need to sign the register and you'll continue receiving your stipend. And that money helped me out a lot, and on the side I was receiving NSFAS. I wasn't even saving, guys. I was living my best life. I think if you're in your early 20s and you have the opportunity to save, just save. I wasn't even sending money back home. My mom wouldn't ask me because things were still fine back home. I think even my stepdad's business was fine, everything was fine, so nobody was asking me for money. Like, I was just living my best life. Okay, not necessarily best life, obviously I would buy necessities and stuff, and then the money that I have left over, maybe I would ask a friend to go out with a friend if I wanted to go out, and obviously I'd be the one paying, or maybe let them know beforehand, and then, like, so that I don't have to pay, that they can budget their own amount or budget for transport or whatever. But most of the time when I would ask a friend, I'd be paying for the both of us when I'd ask, like, for us to go out. Anyway, so I'm thinking I could have saved that money. I could have started a YouTube channel. There, I had a phone in varsity. I had a smartphone. I had access to Wi-Fi, and I was living in res, and I was just like, oh no, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, but I'm waiting to have an iPhone. I'm waiting to buy. Do I even have that iPhone go? Because I still don't own an iPhone. So I could have waited for the rest of my life. It's true what they say, that you should start with what you have. Probably, you never know, you know? And yeah, man, so I feel like I just wasted my 20s, and I'm turning 30 this year, and I have nothing to show for it. Like, I don't have a house, I don't have a car, I don't have an apartment, like I have nothing to show for it. And I mean, that's okay. It's okay, but I feel like I wasted my 20s. And also I think I wanted to touch on something. Oh yes, relationships. I feel like every relationship that was there was just to distract me, whether it was friendships or romantic relationships or situationships. I feel like all of them are just there to distract me. I feel like I would have done way better at school if young, like, it didn't happen. But anyway, it is what it is, and I guess I had to go through that. And the choices I made have led me up to this point in my life. And always I'm like, I subjected myself to these consequences, because right now I work as a call center agent, and I don't like my job, but it pays the bills, and I have to stay there even when I don't like it anymore. So please just choose to make the right choices. If you're in your early 20s or mid 20s, you can still make the right choices right now. You can still save when you're young. Obviously, like, you can still enjoy your youth, but just take advice from people that have been there, and you have to learn from your own experiences as well, because in is funny, like, we obviously, our paths aren't the same. I hope that's direct translation, by the way. So there's some lessons you'll have to learn on your own or from experiencing, and instead of hearing from other people. Yes, valid, but also just take account to what everyone is saying. It's true. And please watch the videos. If you haven't watched any video, just type I wasted my 20s, or type also money videos. Those are very I don't want to make this video any longer. I think I've spoken about everything, how I got distracted quite easily, gave up on myself quite easily. I think at times I was focused on men when I should have been focused on my studies, and I didn't learn how to save. I didn't learn how to save from a younger age. Like, I struggled with that, and could have started a YouTube channel a long time ago. There are so many opportunities that, and also being afraid. Please just don't be afraid, or do it afraid. People always say do it afraid. I was so afraid, like, some opportunities would pass me by because I was just so afraid. Even I think when UW's radio came back, and then phone, I was afraid to take a video with that phone and upload on, because I think you had to upload on social media and tag them if you wanted to be part of if you wanted to be part of a campus radio and you wanted to be a presenter. But I opted for the other options because the other options you didn't have to upload on social media, you just had to fill out a form, I think, and submit it. So nje, just don't be afraid. So a lot of opportunities I missed because of being afraid and all of that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And I was confused. I did mention that I was confused. And yeah, I shouldn't have left my job for a man. I think if I didn't leave that job, maybe I would still be living in Cape Town. If you haven't seen that video, you should check it out. And please never leave your job for a man. And then I think that's pretty much it, guys, from me. I hope you guys are well and taking care of yourselves. I'll see you on the next video. I don't know when that will be, but I'll see you on the next video.